First of all, Matt, you thanked everybody earlier, and thank you for your inspiration for great court poets. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Matt. I usually write funny, happy stuff, and for some reason, everything in here, if this were all you were ever to see, you'd think it was the most depressing stuff in the world. I'm sorry to only have this in here as representative, because it's some heavy stuff. The three poems in the book are all inspired by news stories, and I think those of you in the room that are parents, you'll understand that when you have your first child, suddenly everything that happens in the world becomes so important to you personally. You hear about something that happens that's tragic, and you feel it in a way that you weren't expected to maybe feel it before. Something happens, and suddenly every crisis that took place around the globe took on new meaning to me once my daughters were born. The poem that I want to read is The Afghani Mother, and that was inspired by the events between September 11th and November of 2001, when we were considering and had not as yet gone into Afghanistan. The Afghani Mother, 2001. As a girl in Kabul, Mother sang lullabies in my ear on nights when sleep would haunt me. Her smooth sleeve against my cheek, that steady up and down rub on my back. Her mingling scent of curry, oil, and jasmine, calmed midnight maladies, sent me back to a safer sleep. Now, my city whines, whistles, and shrieks. Its perimeters spark before exploding. The night sky flashes random green and white. Great booms rattle the shelf of ivory figurines my grandfather carried back years ago from China, frivolous gifts for his young wife, to give her something of beauty in an otherwise gray existence. I lay in the dark with what's left of my family, watch the room illuminate. My niece, huddled beneath blankets in the corner, does not sleep, though she does not say a word. She withdrew for weeks when they came for her father. Throughout her mother's sickness and death, she buried her sobs deep in the night. With this newest fear, she is completely mute. I cannot decide which is worse, her stoic silence entrusted in her youth, or the piercing screams of my own son each night when a bomb drops near. In daylight, I tell him it is merely the stormy season, that thunder and lightning will strike until Ramadan. I rely on his inexperience so as not to be discovered a liar. His 3 years dictate that he must trust, though his instincts tell him no. He looks to his older cousin for confirmation, but she will not meet his glance. At night, in his hysteria, I rock him, a quick and jolting rhythm. I rub his back briskly. No longer recalling my mother's lullabies, I whisper instead my own mantra. Mama's here. Mama's here. Nothing is going to hurt you while your mama's here. Eventually, he drops back to sleep. But louder than missiles, I realize too late that my words hang in the darkness and echo across to her. Words now tainted, laden with sorrow, dripping with guilt.